I don't know what is happening today.
I know. I feel it.
Mercury in retrograde. There's so much going on.
There is. Life is life today.
It is life-ing.
Hard.
And it feels like Friday, but it's not. It's Thursday.
It is not. You just got back to work after a staycation, and I know how that feels. Where every day you're like, do I work here? What do I do?
Where am I? That's all right. We're having a good time,
It's going to be a blast.
We're going to have a good show today. We're talking about AI ads, specifically the ones on social media that some kids are seeing that are really sending the wrong message. So we're going to show you how one of those ads and break it down in today's Tech Talk.
I hate, don't come for the kids.
I know.
Target me. Take my money. It's obviously easy to these days. And we're talking to the Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh about the incredible work that they do. They will be an advocate and a guide when you need them most. I love how they just back up women no matter what.
They're a wonderful organization.
They sure are. They sure are. But today, it is time for our family feed where we let you know what we've been up to in our own personal lives. And those aren't slowing down either.
No, not at all.
I've realized. So my daughter, she's 7. She just turned 7 last week, and she's into board games at the moment, which I love. I love this era.
Yeah.
It's very vintage. As the kids say, there's nostalgia. And I'm not playing any of, like, the cool new kids games. So we're throwing it way back.
Like, are we talking Monopoly?
No, we don't have the attention
that.
span for that. I don't have the attention span for that. But we are very into Pretty Pretty Princess. So we've been having tournaments every single night, as normal families do. And we have a very competitive nature, Nora and I. Yeah. I'm smoking her in every single game because, you know, I have, I would say, experience.
Well, Nora is you, and you are Nora. It's like one and the same.
And I was talking on my radio show last night about how if you let your kids win when you play games with them, and everyone was like, no, don't let them win. So good, I won't. I won't and I don't. But this is also, there's Nora in the one game that she won. I have to give her flowers there. But you also just saw a picture of Logan with his new drum that my mom decided to buy for him because she just obviously hates me. And this little drummer boy has been rattling on this drum.
And grandmoms are so good for this. They do this on purpose, intentionally. 100%. Anything that makes noise.
Karma. I'm like, I get it, Mom. I was a noisy child, but why are you doing this to me?
Did you have on a tiara? Did I see that?
I did.
Okay.
Because if you remember, you win when you get the crown.
Oh, that's right.
So, of course. Winner. Fine. What's going on at your house?
All right, so I talked about this yesterday on how, like, my vacation, it was not a vacation.
No.
It was really good. I got so much done. I don't think I've ever had a vacation like this before.
That feels good.
So last Friday, I accepted an award. I was the guest of honor. This is the first time I've ever been a guest of honor before. This was the Power of Hope Gala. Track Family Services puts this on, and I received an award for the work that I do with Waiting Child on Pittsburgh Today Live, and that's finding kids who need adopted, finding them families.
Sure.
So it's really important work. So that was a lot of fun. And then for Mother's Day, I got a massage. I got a facial. So I went to Evolve facial.
They're amazing.
Yes, in Shady Side. Then we went to the zoo for Mother's Day. I thought I had this great idea about going to the zoo. I wasn't the only person who had this idea. Every mother in the city of Pittsburgh was there because all moms got in free.
Love that.
It was perfect. It was so much fun. I have no idea how this picture got in here.
I
think I sent the wrong picture. But as you can see, I tried on some sunglasses at TJ Maxx.
Better taking those home.
And this is a picture of my porch. I scraped it up. I also did some
you did that?
I did that because it was really bad. So this weekend I was doing some home improvement. So I scraped it up and I'm going to paint the porch. I've already started the process. I also put up, I didn't put up shutters. Jordan put up shutters. But
you project managed.
Yeah, I did. I project managed. So it's like the little things.
It is.
That makes a really big difference. I also got my car inspected. I'm telling you, I'm just rolling down the list
Mikey,
here.
This is not a vacation at all.
I was
you
only
used
off.
PTO for this.
I was only off for 3 days. And I took my mom out to brunch for Mother's Day.
She does it all.
Boom.
She accepts the awards.
I do it all.
She buys the new shades. She's massaged. Good for you, babe. I'm so proud of you for that award, too.
I feel so accomplished.
You are.
Now I need another vacation.
And a nap. Jeez.
All right, so there's something I wanted to talk to you about, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. So is there an age where you would eventually say no to dating? Well, there's this one 95-year-old granny who says, she is still willing to play in the dating game, and she has a hot date at 9 o'clock. Take a listen.
Woo.
It's past my bedtime, but I couldn't say no. He lives down the hall, and he is the cutest guy in the nursing home. All the girls here talk to him, and he chose me. So that is beautiful. I got nothing else to do, so why not go over? I'm not getting any younger. You never know. I always see him at breakfast, bacon and egg. Let me show you my outfit. I feel pretty. This is my outfit. If he doesn't like it, I don't care.
Yes, right. So turns out she didn't get back to her apartment until 12 o'clock midnight. And she says they made out. You know, I don't know how far that went, but that's what she said.
We got the tea after.
We got the tea. So I don't know how the relationship is going. I guess maybe we'll find out. I'll stay tuned to her social media feed. But it made me think about like whether or not, like if you weren't married, would you continue to date in your later years?
Absolutely, I would. And I would take that mentality as well. You don't like this? I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. And I will say I've never turned down a free meal. Ever. I'll sit across from anyone, and I'm a professional yapper. And I also think that, especially now more than ever, like Salma Hayek is almost 60 years old, and she is now on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like Demi Moore is coming into her own. She's in her mid-60s. Right. This is the time.
This is the time.
Women have no expiration date right now.
They don't. You know what? This so reminded me. I sent this to my grandmother because, I mean, my grandmother, she's 95 years old.
Bless her.
And she was married, and my grandfather passed away. But after that, she has been dating since like the early 2000s. And she had a longtime boyfriend. And I said, Graham, I said, are you going to get married? Like, because you seem to like each other. And she told me, no way.
Absolutely
like, he's not messing up my Social Security. And all.
Yes.
So I just think when you get older, you just don't care.
No.
But I do think that there's something to be said about just having someone to talk to and share things with. I think that can be great. And
Absolutely.
so I would still date.
Oh, yeah. Again,
years,
that
if I
doesn't
had
shock
to.
me one bit.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, if you have blood pumping through your veins and there is at least a little bit of you that wants a little bit of company, why not?
Right.
YOLO. Get back on that market. And if you need to wing women, we're here for you.
We're here.
We'll be in the booth next to you. We'll get you out if it's not going great. Just let us know.
Call us. I love Granny.
And if your grandparents aren't dating, then they're probably judging what you named your children. And this killed me when I read this because it also, I've mentioned before, I'm an only child. My parents are very active parts in my life. I would say my mother likes to interject her feelings in everything I do.
Okay, yes.
Which is fine, but a new survey by Grandsnet shows that 1 in 5 grandparents hate the name that their child named their grandchild. And the complaints on them are just straight up. And again, I feel like they're just so unapologetic as anyone ages, but they said the names are ugly, too weird, which I can understand because then that's just a generational divide.
Right.
Or they're just too old-fashioned.
Right, let's just be honest here.
Straight up. They said the most disliked names by grandparents, and if your child is on this list, I am so sorry. Their words, not mine. Aurora, Charlotte, Elijah, Finn, Jack, Lindsay, Noah, Sally, and Tabitha are the most disliked names.
I like all of those names. I mean, I think maybe Aurora. That name, it's beautiful, but it's a little hard to pronounce sometimes.
Well, that's Sleeping Beauty to me.
Yeah.
When I think of Aurora, I think she's a Disney princess.
It's a beautiful name.
I love all of these. I was shocked to hear that any one of the older generation would say that a name was too old-fashioned. I thought that is what they would like. Okay, so are they too new age, too old-fashioned? Where do we win?
I don't know.
And here is, I think, the thing that flabbered all my gas.
All of it.
70% of grandparents think that they should have a say in what you name your child.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because to this day, and honestly, I don't know who is right, but my grandmother tells me that she named me, but my mom says that they named me.
Everyone's taking credit.
My full name is Mikelyn, so it's a combination of my dad's name, Mike, mom name, Lynn. So Mikelyn.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's how you got that.
That's how I got it. It all came together. So my grandmother says she came up with that idea, but if my mom is listening right now, she is probably calling my cell phone.
Oh, no,
saying,
no.
Like, no, this was me. So I really don't know, but clearly my grandmother said, I have a whole say in this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I remember, God bless my Nan, I lost, it's kind of morbid, but I lost all my grandparents when I was pregnant with both kids. So every time I was pregnant, I lost 2 grandparents. It was sad. But whenever I was, prior to her passing, I remember talking about Logan's name and saying, I really like the name Max. And my Nan saying, Max is a dog's name. Yeah. And I was like, well, then my son will be a dog's name. Like,
yeah.
And also she was like, it's not that you can't name them that, it's that I'm just going to bring up that your son's named after a dog.
Same. I told my grandmother, because we were thinking about, instead of Logan, we were thinking about naming him Duke. And she just was very silent when I told her that. And then she did allude to the fact that his nickname would not be so nice.
Oh,
yeah,
the doo-doo. Oh, come on, grow up. But she's not wrong.
Yeah,
they never are wrong.
No.
But obviously, names are important, not only when it comes to family, but also when it comes to dating. And this one shocked me. So a new study published in psychological, I can't read, in Personality Science showed that men with unpopular names have a harder time finding matches, specifically on dating websites. So if you're on Tinder, Match, Hinge, I'm so sorry, but there might be another reason, and it's not your face, which is good, because you can go by a nickname. But they're saying the men who have the hardest time on dating websites are men named Kevin. I'm sorry, I love the name Kevin.
What's wrong with Kevin?
Nothing. Justin. Justins are having a hard time.
Well, people don't name their kids Justin anymore. Like, my brother's name is Jason.
No, that's been retired.
Yeah, it's been retired, so maybe that's it.
And Marvin. Marvin's having a hard time.
Well, Marvin is David Highfield's cat's name.
See,
so that's exactly what I think about when I hear Marvin. I think about a cat.
But I'm not going to the same way Nan thinks about a dog.
Yeah, that's right.
But the men who are having the easiest time are Alexander, so Alex, Jake, and Mark. And I think that Mark is so funny because Mark's run my life.
Yes.
My dad, my husband, and my boss. They are all Mark. I say that the Marks in my orbit, like they run my happiness. They all have a little bit of control. Yeah. So I would say if you're going to go after a Mark, watch out. Because some of them make questionable decisions.
Take over. But no, I never thought about like someone's first name, like how that would play out if I was dating. It's more so you're thinking about their last name, and does that fit with your first name, because you need it all to go together.
Totally.
But that's interesting.
There you go.
So sad for Kevin.
So sorry, Kevin and Justin. Justice for Justin.
Justin, love you.